Hello viewers, welcome to our interesting session on robotics. Today we are going to design a dump truck. A dump truck is a truck used for transporting loose materials such as sand or dirt for construction. A typical dump truck is equipped with a hydraulically operated open box bed hinged at the rear, the front of which can be lifted to allow the content to be deposited on the ground behind the truck at the side of the delivery. So over here the designing is divided into three parts. The first part is frame designing, second is motor assembly, and third is dump container designing. So guys, let us start the first part, that is frame designing. Frame designing requires all these parts as shown below. We require 2 big C, 3 small C's, 2 plate, some nut and bolt, 2 slider strips, 1 small L. So let us start with the frame designing. The first step, we require 2 big C and 1 small L. So our task is to make the frame. So we'll have 2 C's in the standing position and we'll take an L and fix it over here like this, as C is going inside L. So we'll take 4 set of nut and bolt and screw the assembly. So you can use the help from your hand to fasten the nut. On the bolt. Later on we can use screwdriver to tighten them. So one is done. So we'll have one more at the second position. Remember, the stronger the frame, the stronger the model will be. As you can see, the one side of C is being connected with L. Now we are going to tighten the assembly with the help of screwdriver. You can hold the nut with the help of your finger and then we can tighten the bolt, as you can see. Perfect. Now it's the turn. We'll do it with the second C on another end with the same procedure. So we are using 4 tightening assembly, that is 4 set of nut and bolt. Now we are going to tighten it with the help of screwdriver. Hold the nut from behind with the help of your hand and now tighten it. Similarly with the second bolt, hold the nut with the help of your hand and tighten it. So perfect. So this is the base of the frame, as you can see. Now next step, we are going to connect small C in the middle of it on the right hand side so that it can hold all the mechanism to control the dump truck. So remember to have the middle area, middle hole. You can count the number of holes and connect it afterwards. Fine. So we are using fifth hole. Just insert a bolt and tight the assembly with the help of a bolt nut. Later on we can use the screwdriver to tighten this joint. As you can see, this is almost done. Now we required two sliders. Here are the two sliders. We are going to place the sliders inside the C's like this, as you can see. Okay, so remember we are going to affix it in the fourth hole after your L. In the fourth hole of the C, we can say fifth hole from the top, fifth hole from the top on the C, we are going to add sliders over there. Okay, so now we can connect it with the help of nut and bolt. So we are going to count the number of the holes. We are using sixth hole from the top, and we'll insert a bolt and a nut and fix the slider on the C. Remember, this connection should be tight enough. Perfect. Similarly, we'll do it with other slider on other hand. Just insert the slider, follow the symmetry. We'll use the sixth hole from the top and insert the bolt and tighten it with a nut. Like this. Now we are going to fix this, make the second slider strip strongly connected on the C. We are going to screw it tight. As you can see, it's like strong enough. The section is not moving now. So guys, this is the top view of the frame till now, and you can see this is the side view. Perfect. Our next step is to fix a C on the top of the slider over here. Remember, the last hole on the slider, the last one hole on the slider will not be covered with C. So just squeeze your sliders like this. Just insert your C on the top of it, fix it well, and then you can open it later on. Now our task is to have two nut and bolts at each starting and the ending of the C which is being placed on the slider. So let's take two nut and bolt, one at each end. We are going to fix it with nut. It can be easily done. Second, we'll do the same thing on the right hand side of the C. And we are going to close the assembly by rotating the nut on the bolt. Always remember to tighten the bolt with the help of screwdriver or wrench, or you can use your hand as well to hold the nut. As you can see, we have placed the C on the top of it. Now we need one more C that will be placed on the sideways. Okay, so we are going to take small C and place it over here like this. Remember, we are going to use the nut and bolt fastening assembly. So over here we'll be taking 2 set of nut and bolt. Connect your C with the slider like this. And tight the bolt with the nut. You can use your hand to rotate it. Okay, so this is the bottom view. As you can see, we have placed 2 bolts. The C is being placed on the slider. Now we are going to tighten these bolts. You can hold the nut with the help of your finger and tighten the bolts. Perfect. You can see the arrangement of your dump truck is looking perfect right now. So now it's the task. We are going to have 2 plates. These 2 small plates, we are going to assemble it on the stand, in the middle stand with the sliders. Okay, so remember, we are going to use the sliding area of the slider and place your small plate over there. We are going to use 2 set of nut and bolts, 1 at each end, and we are going to close it with the help of nut. Like this. So one end of the small plate is almost done. We'll take one more bolt, fix it at other end, and we are going to tighten the nut on the bolt, as you can see. Right. Now we have just done it with one plate. Now our task is to do it with the second plate on the other end. We can follow the same procedure. Place your plate on the slider, take a nut, take a bolt, insert it in the sliding area and the last hole of the plate, and we are going to close the assembly with the help of nut. So you can use the hand to fix the nut in the bolt like this. There's just one more last bolt is left. Insert the bolt in the last hole of the small plate and the slider area, and then we are going to have the nut to close it. Great. So these plates will actually be moving on the slider like this. Okay, so remember, this connection, this joint should not be tight as others. So as you can see, this is the top view of our frame, the side view, and this is the back view. So guys, we have almost completed our first part, that is frame designing. So guys, let us move to the second part of the designing of the dump truck, that is motor assembly. For motor assembly, we require these components as shown: 3 DC motors with shaft, 1 rack gear, 1 12-teeth gear, 2 small bars, 2 shaft, 2 small L, and 4 wheels. So let us move to the step 1. So the first step of the second part, we required a rack gear, and we are going to place it over here. Okay, between two small plates, and on C we are going to fix the rack gear on the very first or the last or the first row. You can take any one, so let us take the last one. So the assembly is quite clear. We need to add bolts in the holes as shown under from the bottom view. As you can see, we have inserted the bolt over here, and now we are going to fix it with the help of screwdriver. Okay, similarly as you can see, we have inserted 2 bolts and tightened with the screwdriver, and from the top view we can see the rack gear is completely fixed on the C. The next step is, on the same side we are going to place 1 DC motor. So these are the motor bolts. So we need to take these bolts out with the help of the screwdriver. These bolts help the motor to be fixed on the project. So now we are going to place it in the second hole. In the second row and the first column. Now we are going to place the motor bolts back to the space available for the motor. As you can see, we have placed the motor bolts and we have fixed the motor. Now we need to place 1 12-teeth gear with the help of a spacer. So we need 1 spacer, place it on the shaft. Now we'll add 12-teeth gear, and we will lock it with the help of an axial lock. So this is an axial lock. We can open the bolt on it and just fix it on the shaft and then close it with the help of the screwdriver. As you can see, the teeth is coming on the rack gear, and there is no space between the rack gear and a 12-teeth gear. Now our next step, we suppose to place the small bar over here like this between the 2 plates. So it's going to be very simple. So we take 1 big bolt, pass it through the first hole on each small medium plate. We are going to take 1 big bolt, insert it in the second column and the first row of the plate. Then we need some spacers. Let's take 3 spacers and insert it in the bolt like this. Now we'll be taking 1 small bar and after that again we'll take 3 spacers. One, 2. The spacers will hold the plate on the bolt and it will not move here and there. Now just pass the bolt and we're supposed to close it with the help of a nut over here. As you can see, the small bar has been placed between the tiny plates with the help of a big bolt and 6 spacers. Now we need another small bar, and we are going to mold it in a form of C. So we'll take the first 3 holes and then bend it over here, and from the last 3 we'll take the last 3 holes and then we are going to bend it over here like this. As you can see, it's easily bendable, and we are going to place this over here on the C, in the starting which is connected to the base. We are going to fix it over here. Now we require a small bar and 1 shaft. We are going to insert the shaft through the small bar as well as the C like this, and we are going to lock it with the help of 2 axial locks. So this small bar will going to hold the container of the dump truck. As you can see, it has been locked from one end. Similarly, we'll do it from another end as well. Now we can see the bar has been completely secured on the C. Now the next step, we required 2 medium L. Now the next step is we are going to require 2 medium L and we are going to place it on the second C, which has the small bar hitting towards its end. So we require 1 set of nut and bolt. Just remember, we are taking the 4th hole of the first row in L and the second one in C. As you can see, we take a bolt, pass it through and close it with the help of a nut. So you can pass it through the C like this. Take L, the 4th hole of the first row, and we are going to close it with 1 nut. We are going to follow the same step on the other end. The first row, 4th hole, pass the bolt from the C like this. Then we are going to fix L over here and we are going to close it with the help of a nut. So with the help of these two L, we are going to secure the frame from the front end as well. Remember, these closing assembly, the tightening assembly should be tight enough. Now we are going to pass one shaft Now we are going to take one small shaft, pass it through the L and the C. As you can see, the one end we are going to lock it with an axial lock. So let's take an axial lock, loose it, and we are going to close the shaft from the inner side simply by axial lock. And the second end we are going to take one wheel, pass the wheel through the shaft and lock it with an axial lock. We'll follow the same procedure on another end. We take one shaft, pass it through L and C, like this. We are going to close one end simply by axial lock. And other end we are going to take a wheel, we can see the front end of the dump truck is almost ready. Now we require two DC motors and we are going to take out the motor bolt from the DC motors with the help of the screwdriver. Now we are going to pass it through the back side and the middle hole like this. Over here, we are going to insert a wheel and close it with an axial lock. Before that, we are going to close the assembly with the motor bolts fixed over here. We'll take another motor bolt. Like this. Use the screwdriver to tighten this bolt. And then we are going to take a wheel, insert it on the shaft and close the wheel with the help of an axial lock. We are going to open the axial lock. You can use the help of your hand and tighten it with the help of the screwdriver. We'll follow the same step on the left hand side as well. Just take out the motor bolts from the motor. Now fix the motor, use the same number of holes to have so that you can have symmetry and we can have a stable connection. Fix it over here. Close it with the help of the motor bolt. Now, after that, we are going to take a wheel. Just insert the wheel on the shaft like this. And to lock it, we are going to use axial lock again. Now open the axial lock, place it on the shaft and close it. Be quite careful by closing an axial lock. Perfect. So now this is the top view of a dump truck with the motor assembly completed. Now we are going to move on the third step, that is your dump container designing. In the dump container designing, we are going to arrange a container on the top of it that will be used to carry the loose material. So guys, we have almost completed the second part of the dump truck, that is the motor assembly. As you can see over here, this is the top view and this is the side view of the dump truck till now. Now let us move to the third part, that is the dump container designing. For dump truck assembly, for dump container assembly, we require 2 big L, 1 small L, 2 medium plates and 2 big plates with 2 120 teeth gear, as you can see. So in the first step, we are going to insert one tightening assembly over here at the end of the bar. So with simple nut and bolt, we are going to fix it like this. Now we require 2 big plates and we are going to fix it over here on the metal bar which we have molded in the form of C. So we'll be adding one nut and bolt over here and we'll be fixing it, the plate on the dump truck container like this. So we'll be using one nut and bolt and we are going to tighten it with the help of your hand. Like this. You can use your hand to tighten. We can use our hand to tighten the bolt. So after inserting the nut from behind, we are going to tighten the screw with the help of the screwdriver. We can hold the nut with the help of your hand. Now we need to do the same step on the other hole and with the other plate like this, as you can see. So we just need to add one tightening assembly over here and we are going to tighten it with the help of screwdriver and close it with the nut from under. Now in this step we need one small L and we are going to fix it on the roof of the container like this. We require 2 set of nut and bolt at each corner of the plate. and we are going to close the bolt with the help of a nut. Similarly, we'll follow the step on another end so that your L is completely fixed on two plates. We'll use one nut and close it. You can take a help of a finger at end. Just hold the nut with the help of hold the bolt with the help of the finger. Use a wrench and tighten. Fine. Similarly, we can do it from another end. Hold the bolt. Use a wrench to tighten the bolt. Perfect. As you can see, it is strong enough. Now we take 2L, 2 big L, and fix it over here with the help of a nut and bolt. The another one will goes over here. So let us do it. As you can see, we have almost fixed the big L on the bottom end, and we are going to do it on the top side. Fine. We have inserted a bolt, and now we are going to rotate the nut like this. Now, to make too big stable enough on the container, we are going to have one set of nut and bolt at each right hand side corner. So we'll take one bolt, and with the help of the finger, we are going to fix the nut. You can take the help of the wrench or the screwdriver or any other assembly as well. Similarly, we'll do it at the bottom right end, like this. So as you can see, the top view of the container as well as from the side view of the dump truck. Now we require two plates, and we are going to close it from the left hand side. Okay, so it's very simple. We required one set of nut and bolt, and we'll fix it over here in the second row, in the first row, first column, like this. So we'll just take one nut and bolt, fix it over here like this. Similarly, we'll do it with another plate, and we'll fix it over here with the help of one nut and bolt. As you can see. You can use the help of your finger or your hand to tighten the nut on the bolt, whichever suits you. Remember, at the end, take a wrench to tighten the nut on the bolt. Okay, perfect. As you have seen, we have fixed two plates on the front side of the dump truck like this. Later on, we can take two gears like this and fix it on the medium plate. Fine. We required one nut and bolt over here and one nut and bolt over here to fix the gear on the medium plates. Now, as you can see, we have completed the complete assembly of dump truck. This is the top view and this is the side view. Fine. You can see from other views as well. Great. So now our next step is to provide a power distribution system on the top of it. So for that, here is the power distribution system and we are going to fix it over here with the help of nut and bolts. Now as you can see, the power distribution system has been attached on the top of it. All the 3 motors have been assigned to each motor area of the power distribution system. Now we have connected a remote control with the help of data cable. The one end of the data cable is going in remote control and another end is going in the power distribution system. So to do the testing, we need to connect the 12 volt DC adapter to the DC jack on the remote control. Once you will connect it, you can see all the lights of the remote starts glowing. So let us do the testing. So as you can see, it's going forward and it's coming backward as well. Over here, we can also rotate it at its area clockwise, forward, backward. We can also use the lever to drag, to load and deload the material. So guys, as you can see, we have completed the dump truck. So before reaching an end of today's session, let me tell you some interesting facts about dump truck. The biggest dump truck in the world is a Belaz 75710. This huge truck is as long as 2 double-decker buses parked end to end, 6 times as powerful as today's Formula 1 racing car, and weighs more than a fully loaded Airbus with 280 passengers plane. This data is according to the BBC. There is a heavy equipment playground in Las Vegas called Dig This, where teens and adults can try their hand on operating real constructions equipment. Isn't it interesting, guys? So I hope you like the session. Thank you for watching.